Hello everyone watching at home, you're with Adelaide Eternal and we're bringing you our monthly tournament. We're bringing you Highlander, this is round 3. You're in the booth with Sarven, McLinton and Beckett, Wolfe.
Well, g'day guys.
So a little treat for you today, we have one of yours truly presenters in this match. I'm on the left and Isaac Davis is on the right.
And Sarven McLinton, of course, one of our hot shot Hall of Fame players, and he's got the most wins total of all of us, but he does not have as many Highlander wins, and he's obviously looking to get
another one.
Obviously looking to get his out today, and
we've been brewing for a while to try and get this one, right?
Yeah, we've been putting in the hard yards.
Yeah,
putting in the hard yards, and that's what it's about. So
do you want to look at our deck list?
Yes, when Sarv says ours, we should let you know we... well, let's check it out. But right. When Sarv says ours, this is the list we both grew together.
It all came about. Oh, one fine winter morning. It all came about when I saw the spoiler for Kess Dissident Mage, and I was like, this is Gas Dissident Mage. And I texted the rest of the team and I'm like, guys, this is a deck. We will build it. If we build it, then we will win. And about 20 minutes later, we'd put a list together and it had...
Pretty garbage.
Yeah. It was good.
Had a lot of fine-tuning from...
Oh, there was a lot of fine-tuning. Yeah. But in the beginning, it was... We counted up 17 cards generate card advantage. So there were so many. There's more than 1/4 of the deck. If you even count lands, it's half of the spells in the deck generate card advantage. And so we're like, this is the value train. So obviously we nicknamed it Sarv's Value Train, being that the train all aboard, stopping all stations for value. But its affectionate nickname is Kess Pile because. It's like check pile, but yeah, you get it. I see you get it. So check out the deck list. I'll put a deck tech up for it as well because it's strong. We spent about a month or so just fine tuning it all, and we're still debating on whether you want to do the A-Core build or the Dig Through Time Treasure Cruise build. So there's still options available, and so you'll note that in this tournament we're both on basically the same 72. Something like that. Yeah. But anyway, that's enough gushing about our deck that doesn't have gush in it, but still generates value. Let's flick over to Isaac Davis, who is on Bert's Backyard.
Another great name. I don't know where they get these names from. It makes sense because Backyard and the deck... Having a quick look at it is...
it's full of Berks.
It's sort of like a land-based deck, so that's where I guess the Backyard comes from. There's all these random...
That show, I don't know if on the show he talked about deck techs back in the 90s, but...
There's no card in this deck that has anything to do with Berk, but I guess Sarv was saying Berk could be the creatures involved. So we've got creatures like Tireless Tracker, Knight of the Reliquary, Ramanap, Courser of Crewfix, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Gitrog Monster, Titania. I'm running out of breath here, Sarv.
It's a lot of dudes, right?
I mean, look, these are all...
Not a lot of dudes, but they're all big haymaker dudes.
They are, and they're strong. They're all got something to do with land, basically. Yeah. Gitrog Monster's probably, of all of them, the least played in other form. I mean, you see all those cards I just named in just like a random
legacy
mid-range deck.
Yeah. Or, just...
Gitrog's probably the closest you get to having something very specific for this deck. And yeah, it's a nice big
Central Vine Crasher. Yeah, so it's also got this sub-theme in there as well where you can win another angle, which is the Dark Depths Thespian stage combo. And then it's also got another angle, which is the Zuran Orb and the Crucible of Worlds and Fast Bond, so you can gain infinite life. So there's these cool little interactions in there that are just really hard for many control decks to deal with. The place that lands decks shine is game 1 against control, which is because they just avoid counterspells. They avoid any interaction, and most control decks in Highlander can't afford Wasteland and can't afford Strip.
More than that, he's got mainboard hand hate, and he's got mainboard spells that just outvalue control, like Crucible of Worlds, Ramanap.
Yeah, it's good. Shall we check out the game?
Let's get to it.
All right, so we'll go down to the match, and
So
we're
who
rolling
wins?
dice. I won't ruin it for you. I rolled a 7. Isaac is rolling a 5. All right, so I'm on the play here, and yeah, let's have a good game. I won't tell you what happens. I'll just tell you that it's an interesting game. That's
What was
what I'll
that?
say.
Yeah, let's have a good game. Is that what does that mean? Is that you just pretending like you were being nice to him or something? Yeah, whatever. Good luck.
Oh, is that the frog in hand and Xehanort? Yeah, see, this is really interesting, me seeing it from the other side, because I know how this match turns out, and I know how this game, especially the one that's coming up, which I'm mulling in, turns out, but I only saw, what he's playing, but seeing his hand terrifies me even more.
Have you seen Pan's Labyrinth, the movie? Sam?
Yes, I have.
Do you think Gitrog Monster looks a bit like that awful toad thing in the movie? It's just a hideous, awful thing, isn't it?
I mean, it's a face only a mother could love.
Would Burke want that in his backyard?
The Hypnotoad. Sometimes you don't get a choice. You don't get a choice. He's there to stay.
What a terrible guy.
Sitting there eating all your visitors to your backyard.
I've definitely lost to Gitrog Monster in a similar build. He's also got a tomb in there, old Isaac, I'm noticing.
So I don't know what Isaac is on. So here's my hand, and it's a Trip Land, Kess, Treasure Cruise,
This
Lightning
seems
Bolt,
fine
and I'm
versus
like,
a random deck.
yeah, I don't know what you're playing, so I'll just keep it. And I'm on a Mulder 6. This is a fine 6 and a scry to the top, so I'll keep it. And then I'm pretty sure he opens, he plays his first thing, and I'm like, yeah, oh man, I wish I mulled to 5. Not that control has much of a game. We're just talking about how weak control is in the game 1, but he's starting off with Temple Garden Shock, and let's see what he plays, because he's got choices in there. He's got there we go.
Okay.
That's this is all coming back to me now. I'm like, yeah, go for it. And Xehanort, I'm like, yeah, go play your Crucible of Worlds turn after next, right? I can't deal with infinite life.
You can just play it here.
Yeah,
right?
you can play right here.
Just go like land.
I think I made a joke. I'm like 17, so I'm winning, right? And then staring down Fast Bond and Xehanort, like ready to get wrecked by Crucible Worlds. So I just have to go, regardless of the fact that I can't really effectively bluff against a deck that's just going to jam anyway. I got to be like, yeah, I totally have Mana Leak. And he's got Strip Mine. Ooh. So I hear Strip Mine is pretty strong with Fast Bond and what he's about to play. Light from the Loam.
It's pretty good with that.
Yeah. Like, okay. That's a rampant growth for a Strip Mine specifically, right? But now the problem is the Life from the Loam is in the graveyard, so he's able to dredge every turn. So my choices here are like, okay, do I just not play anything out so that I don't give you any information about what I'm playing? That's like, these are the kind of decisions you're making. Like, how long do I play this game for?
I'm on fetch lands.
I'm on fetch lands, and I've only shown him the red black land, right? What could I be?
You could be on red black aggro, man.
I could be on five color do nothing.
5-color do nothing. One of the greatest decks of our time. And his Life from Loam flips a Lotus Cobra, a land, and an E-Wit. Yeah. So definitely Sarv playing around that Strip Mine. Very nice, very nice. Fantastic play.
Yeah. Choices, right? What are my choices?
Insta-lose to like Ramanab and Crucible. Or like just anything like Knight of the Reliquary, right?
Well, I mean, he's got Life from the Loam, and he can just keep playing that Strip Mine and actually just keep stripping my fetches.
Yeah.
So, that's definitely a line.
Maze of Ith, their main board, really nice. Obviously, probably wouldn't play that main board in most decks, but when you've got so many cards that are able to search up lands and so many interactions with recurring lands, Maze of Ith is fantastic against zoo decks, and
it's really good against control because usually you have one threat,
and it's like
and you can't close. Yeah, you can't close the game. So he was discussing with me now. He's like, I don't know how deep to go in on this plan. So he plays a reader. So I don't know what this is.
This is sacrifice a land. It's been played in Turbo lands in Legacy.
Yeah,
sacrifice a land.
Right?
To give Shroud to a creature. It's actually really good to protect Marit Lage when people play Marit Lage combo, which I'm assuming Isaac will. And it's really good just to sack lands if you need to get lands in the bin for some reason, which can definitely happen in this deck. I'm not going to say what they are because I don't know, so off the top of my head. So there's surely a reason you want to sack land at some point. Maybe Titania or something.
Yeah. Now, would you, in the previous turn, instead of playing the Sylvan guy, would you strip mine my fetch land, make me fetch, and here we go, look at this. Check out this card.
Pretty good one.
I said, well, I guess I have to crack these fetch lands. That's basically what I told him. Because I'm like, well, I can't just let you have infinite life.
Well, Sarv's actually got mana drain, if you noticed in the hand. That's a pretty good one versus Crucible. Not only because you just lose to Crucible, but, you know, it's a big 3 mana. So, you know, you've actually got a chance. You could just, like, untap, go Jace here or something. It's not
Remember,
all doom
I
and
got
gloom.
Kess in hand.
Oh, yeah. Mind you, 3 colours mana and Kess isn't amazing. But it'll get you there.
Yeah, well, it won't against Mazavith, but I'm playing the game because I have outs. There's definitely outs. I did also have a consideration to, you know, how depending on how far behind you are, you let the Crucible resolve, and then play a couple more extra turns, faking that you have a way to deal with infinite life.
And just see more cards.
Just see what he does, but also make him think that you can deal with infinite life.
So getting the basics out there to play around the strip mine.
Yeah, I played that and I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, I was discussing it with him and I'm like, wait a second. No, I'm not going to do this. This is bad plan. I think I said to him, I hear strip is good. Something like that. So yeah, just I think I split my differences here.
If you guys haven't seen the Fastbond combo, by the way, those 3 cards that he's got there, Fastbond, Zero Knob, Crucible of Worlds. Fastbond lets you play additional lands each turn. You just pay 1 life and you get to play as many lands as you want per land. And Zero Knob lets you sacrifice a land to gain 2 life. Crucible of World lets you play cards from your graveyard. I'll let you do the maths and work it out, but it gives you infinite life and it can get you infinite strip mines.
Yeah. Yep. And that would be definitely GG's. So he's serving in for 1 to send a message, and then I guess go to my turn. Right. He's pretty safe behind his Mazavith.
He's a little bit safe, mind you. I think,
Yeah.
Go and untap, Jace or Kess or some
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
I've got trip,
even
trip
treasure
colours.
cruise, right? You go fetch land treasure cruise.
I had choices, and I'm like, cruising doesn't get me anywhere. So what I do is I deploy a threat with the intent to deploy a second threat the following turn and get around the Mazavith.
Well, you get a bit of value off Kess next turn anyway. You're not going to deploy anything off treasure cruise, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get a bit of value off Kess because remember there's a strip mine active and a life from the loam ready to get the strip mine back. So I'm gonna go down to 1 land, and I don't have anything that costs 1, and like I need to play another land and then go like preordain a second time or something. But that revolves around me having another land, which is really hard against a strip mine deck that's been recurring strip mine.
Yeah, and as we said, like Maze, I'm sitting there saying it's good against aggro, and it is obviously, but
it's really good against 1 threat controls.
Like here it is, right? You would normally be able to ride that Kess, maybe to a victory. It'd be a stretch, but maybe to a victory. But yeah,
like I can if the maze isn't there, I just attack 5 times, and it's a faster clock than the 1/1. But the maze is surprisingly good against control decks. It's really good against like the Delver, Delver. The blue black Brandon control. It's really good against those decks that deploy 1 single threat and try and tempo. So yeah, even I see why it's main deckable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're going to run a creature removal, you might as well run a Mazavith, right?
Yeah,
it often does a similar sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's just gone fetch for tapped Overgrown Tomb.
I think he just wanted to put a fetch land in the bin so that his life is better.
Yeah, got it.
As in life from loam, not life total.
Got it. Yeah, life total problem's not a problem with the
really
Mazavith around. So yeah, he's just getting the full value of returning 3 lands, and I'm like, yep, it's cool.
The thing with Fastbond is he doesn't even need to play all 3 right now. Like if you assume Fastbond's not going anywhere, you just play the strip mine over and over, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you need those lands, you just drop them anyway, right? Until you need them.
Yeah, and you can see how Life from the Loam and Crucible of Worlds, they both do kind of the same thing and also do totally different things, like Life of the Loam, filling up your hand, allowing you to pitch cards to DAC or something, and then Crucible staying out on the battlefield and letting you recur Strip Mine repeatedly, the same land again and again. Like, there's...
Yeah. I think Isaac probably... It's pretty niche, but I think Isaac there, as I was saying, probably wants to hold the lands in hand. His life isn't in much jeopardy, but really the only way he loses is getting beat down by bolts and Kess if the Maze of It goes. And if you can assume that Grixis control has no way to beat a one-mana enchantment, which, let's be honest, it doesn't, right? Like, Cryptic Command's basically it, and that's not happening anytime soon. Then he doesn't actually, like, if he's not using that mana, just hold it in your hand. Like, you can just have, like, 6 lands in hand, and then when you need it, you go, okay, I have Titania, pay 5, play my 6 lands, pay the life. And, you know, it's only 1 life here and there, but it actually adds up.
Yeah. Here, I just serve in for 3 with Kess. Send the message. make him tap his... Yeah, it's all right. But then I play Tasiga, so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've got ways to deal with this. Exile, 5 lands and have a mana drain in there. You know, it's debatable whether I should have just exiled the mana drain just so that I have less things to delve back with Tasiga, to return with Tasiga, but I made the decision that there's nothing... I'm not going to get to 4 lands and activate Tasiga in this game, right?
Yeah. I mean,
it's not going to happen.
You're just going to ride... You're just going to hit 3 per turn, right?
Yeah.
That's your game plan.
He's
And hopefully draw, like, Mountain Bolt.
Yep. I'm going to go down to 0 lands, all right?
Yeah.
That's basically what's going to happen. Like, I'm content with the fact that I'm never going to play another spell this game, right? Just turn the guy sideways, and one of them doesn't turn sideways anymore.
Yeah. But mind you, that's making those fast bond pains a lot more relevant now.
Yeah.
Although he's
got 0 orb, so he's kind of on a pseudo plus 10 life, or plus 12 life if he sacks all his lands, if he wanted to. But that doesn't win him the game, but it's definitely, relevant. So my hand is unplayables. I got Diabolic Edict, a basic island, and a lightning bolt, and a treasure cruise.
Okay, so you got the lightning bolt.
Well, treasure cruise is completely irrelevant. Diabolic Edict is completely irrelevant because he's got the 1/1 safekeeper that'll protect whatever big threat he plays. The basic island is relevant. 2 mana. Yeah, it costs 2 mana. The only relevant card in that whole hand is Lightning Bolt, and I'm almost certain I'm not going to get to cast it because of the Strip Mine. So I need to Luxac, Blood Crypt or something. No, Blood Crypt is gone.
Do you run a mountain?
I run basic. No basic mountain. No, I run 1 basic mountain. Yeah, so yeah, I could Luxac the 1 basic mountain, bolt to the face.
It's huge.
Now, I don't know what Isaac is deciding because I'm pretty sure he's only got a single card in hand, and we know what the card is, right? It's the Frog, right?
Is it Frog?
Yeah, it was in his opening hand.
I mean, Frog seems good here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm mono Frog right now.
You've got a lot of mana, and
it's a no. Like, his decision is: do I Life from the Loam and Strip Mine your last land, or do I play the Frog? And I mean, I'm pretty sure universally you play the Frog here. Yeah,
Frog's good
because then you got the Maze for the Flyer, and you've got the Frog for the 4/5. Like,
can't you do both? I mean, you could Life from Loam. It costs 2 mana. You get your land drop. You get another land drop. You get another land drop. You strip. You play Gitrog. Obviously paying life, but if you got the 0 orb, it doesn't matter too much. And then you've got land.
So he did
and
loam.
Gitrog.
All right. So we're all in on Frog, right? That's what our plan is. Or are you leaning towards the return strip?
I feel like you can do both. Because he's got fast bond.
Oh yeah, he's got silly me. Of course, yeah. You're 100% correct. Just Life alone. Yeah. Get dem lands. It costs a lot of life, but you get a Frog out,
and you get 0 orb them back anyway, right?
Yeah. So that's
plus the fine. Frog will have pseudo shroud with that. I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah.
The 1/1
Sylvan Shroud.
Sylvan Shroud man.
Yeah, so he's going to drop these lands too. See, I obviously seeing this and knowing his opening hand was the Frog, seeing this from the other end of the table, I was like, I'm in this with a chance because, he's hitting himself and I'm like, oh, he could play Titania maybe, that would be really scary. Then he plays a frog and I'm like, yeah.
Can I remember what the frog does? He draws cards and eats lands. And
yeah, every time a land goes to your graveyard, you draw a card. And
every
in
time
your upkeep, you have
eat
to sack
a land, you get to swing and
Strong.
I don't know.
But
it interacts with lands, guys.
However, he did leave me with my bad lands, eh?
He did.
Yeah, but my tempo plan's gone, right? Because he can
How big's the frog?
maze the flyer. Frog's huge, 6'6".
It's a big boy.
I think he's one of these dudes that shouldn't have Death Touch. Like he's 6'6" with Death Touch, he just doesn't need Death Touch. Like a Grave Titan or something.
Yeah. Does Grave Titan have Death Touch?
Death Touch, yeah. See how
Never been
completely
relevant.
irrelevant it's been?
Never been relevant. Do the little tokens have Death Touch that he makes?
No, they're just zombos. Yeah.
What? You scooped?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can just sack 12 lands, gain 24 life,
Yeah.
and draw
And draw
12 cards.
12 cards. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Frog's pretty good. Because I'm like, if you play Titania, that's terrible for me, right? Absolutely terrible. Because he just sacks all of his lands to 0 and orb and makes 3 threes or 5 threes. 3 threes. 5 threes. There are 5 threes. But then he plays a Frog and I'm like, I don't even know which one's worse. They're both bad. They're both bad for me. They're both terrible for
I feel
me.
like Titania just wins like that on the spot.
Yeah,
so it's probably
next turn
worse.
wins instantly. But the Frog is basically wins the game. I was in it with a chance without the Frog. The old swing with both. He mazes the 4/5. I connect for 3, and then I've got a bolt in hand as well if he decides to fast spawn some stuff. But yeah, that's control against this game 1 is so rough. It's hard to deal with.
What have you got sideboard? I guess a bit of anti-graveyard.
Yep, so my sideboard, I bring in Tormod's Crypt, Nihil Spellbomb, Leyline of the Void. And I've been in on Leyline of the Void over, say, Relic of Progenitus, because 1, it doesn't exile my own graveyard, so pretty strong. But if you ever have Leyline of the Void in the opening hand, it's bonkers. But when you cast it for 4, against the decks that you bring it in against, it's fine. It's not bad.
I think
it's fine.
I think it's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
You're bringing it against a deck that has a good interaction with graveyard, and you play a 4-mana thing that hurts their graveyard.
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine.
The reason it's really good is obviously it stops interactions like Flash Hulk. It stops Kitchen Finks, Murderous Redcat. The fact that you're you're exiling things that would go to their graveyard, just like Rest in Peace, is often really, really a whole lot better than having, say, a Relic of Progenitus that's sitting there and occasionally exiling their things, and you can't crack it because you want a Treasure Cruiser next turn, and it can be a little bit cumbersome. And I found that I was never really bringing in the third hate piece, the Relic, unless I was against the dedicated graveyard decks. And if I'm against a dedicated graveyard deck, I want dedicated graveyard hate. And
I cut Relic myself. Going over the Isaac's sideboard, he's got graveyard hate in the form of Paducah Bog, which I really like. It's cute, but
Crop Rock Bog?
It's actually really good. Crop Rock Bog, so Bog when it is a land that when it enters exiles target player's graveyard. It's just you can just play it like a land drop and then untaps and taps for black. And obviously you can crop rot for it or search it up if you're desperate for it. I think it's really, really good. He's got Ghost Quarter in there as well.
He's got
Tabernacle at the
Den
Pendrell
Protector
Vale.
as an extra Eternal Witness.
Yeah.
Value. His sideboard's got value in it. He doesn't really want value in this matchup. He just wants to execute his game plan. So that's what I'm taking out. A bunch of dirtily stuff and bring in hate. It's just mono hate. Yeah, Perish is pretty strong here. Perish and then 2 hand disruption pieces, and the hand disruption being on the play is really good. On the draw, it's debatable whether you want to keep it or not, but I just want as much interaction as possible because I just want to interact. I want him to never have Crucible of Worlds and Fastbomb and those kind of things. I just want to snag him. So sure, hand hate is worse in the late game, but it's way worse me drawing a Electrolyze or I can't remember what the other things were. Dreadbore. Dreadbore's okay, but like pretty much all of his things generate value, right? Like killing one of his things is completely irrelevant when he, in response, makes a bunch of 5/3s or draws a bunch of cards, right? So I don't think people are used to where they put their hands on the camera.
They always do it every time.
Yeah.
Like I'm on camera next, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be calling other people out if I'm going to do it myself. But pretty well, every time we go talk to the people on camera, we're like,
put your
hand goes
here.
a bit lower than you
about
think.
Here. Yeah, about roughly here. Like basically, if your arm is still touching the table when you show your hand, you're in the right spot. But if your arm's off the table, it's probably too far.
If the camera is pointing at the cards that are on the mat, you can assume that if your hand is like close to the mat, as low as the mat, then it's going to show it. So why would you put it like above the mat?
Mono savage commentary. Just
sorry guys.
Wrecking people.
You're not the only one.
No,
watch
worry.
me do it in the next video.
Alright, so we're drawing our hands and I seem to have a mixed bag of...
Nice.
No, it's a 5-land mental misstep counterspell and I'm shuffling it away. Yeah.
I meant nice show, not nice hand.
Okay.
I didn't actually look at the hand.
Yeah, my hand was
After all that.
5-land mental misstep counterspell, and I'm like, this is unkeepable. You know, like someone might keep that, but I'm not going to keep that in this matchup, right? Because what if he does something that doesn't interact with counterspells?
Well, he just goes like, I'll play a 1-drop, and you go, oh, mental misstep, yay, and then he just plays things that don't interact with counterspells.
Yeah, that's right. Like the whole the deck is all about not interacting with counterspells. I think he's got a Riftstone Portal and a Marsh Flats. I gathered that much.
Jeez.
Mono savage commentary. Hand, like it's not, hand hate as in dits.
This is hand hate.
This is hand hate.
to be fair to Isaac,
my hand is 6 lands.
It's awful.
Yeah, mull again. Go to 5.
What you got to understand is, guys, we're doing all this commentary at once. So for us, we've just watched like 3 videos in a row where people have like shown us their wrists.
We sit here, have a couple of drinks, have some snacks, enjoy some Highlander, and then get frustrated at the fact we can't see people's hands. We'll do a PSA. The next tournament, we'll put a big. I'll do a presentation. I'll do a presentation with the overhead projector before we put the standings up, and I'll go. And put the big X and the big circle on. This is how you hold your hand. This is how you don't hold your hand.
We could put it on the play mats and just like have a little
the
spot.
Hand zone where you put your hand.
We'll do a custom made play mat. The hand zone.
It says, please place your hand here, face towards the camera. All right, so I'm on 5. And so it looks like Isaac's on 6. Is my 5 terrible? My 5's terrible. It's Fiery Confluence, 4 lands.
That's pretty awful.
It's absolutely horrendous. So we're ready to Thespian stage. I saw half a Thespian stage, so do you keep the question is, Beckett, do you keep that hand or not? I'm not sure. Yes, I keep it.
Yes, I'd keep
the Thespian stage.
Keep Thespian stage.
Malta 1 Thespian stage.
Dark Depths.
Nice. Scry to the bottom. Oh, this Vancouver Mulligan rule comes in handy. It's basically like I drew an extra card. So yeah, I'm on a pretty rough Malta 5, but I am on the play. And I have an answer to something that he were to play, like, an army of Dudas, and I get to wrath away the Dudas. Or he plays a Crucible of Worlds, I get to kill the Crucible of Worlds and Azuran Orb or something. But if he does something like this, then I'm terrified. Because he's so far ahead now. And I draw a land, draw basic.
I guess you just hope he's like...
Yeah.
Goes for Wasteland Strip Mine?
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, okay, he might spend time off stripping me. Maybe. I contemplated playing a land that's strippable there, but no, I'm like, I'm just gonna build up to 4 mana, and I'm gonna leverage this Fiery Confluence, right? Because it's not only the only relevant card in my hand, it's the only card in my hand. So I need to leverage it. Yeah, so like I'm just hoping that his hand lines up correctly against my hand, because if it doesn't, I'm so far behind. So he's got Urborg, and I'm like, yes, I don't even have to crack my fetches. And he's got Life from the Loam. Nice. Just put it in the graveyard. He's
Are you
going to
allowed to
serve
just
in for
cast
one.
it, or do you need to... Oh, it's up to 3, so you
up
can
to,
just cast it.
So he serves in for 1. Yeah. Getting me with that Deathrite Shaman. The way he's meant to be, attacking for 1.
That's it.
What do I draw here?
Cryptic, awful.
Cryptic, yeah, horrible. Draw another 4-drop. So my hand will be good. I'm basically going, please don't play anything. Please don't play. If you play nothing this turn, then this Cryptic might be decent. But he's going to Life from the Loam and he gets back some things, 2 lands.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, maybe he'll Life from the Loam here, and then that gives me another turn. I get to 4 mana, all off fetch land, so he can't strip me off my 4th mana, off my 3 mana to get to 4, and I get to leverage his Cryptic command. Like, that's all I'm thinking. So, yeah, he looks like he's contemplating whether or not he's going to cast Life from the Loam again. And, you know, when you're in this situation and you assume your opponent has a handful of counter spells, you just go Life from the Loam, right? That's fine. You're like, I don't care whether I got the lands or not. I just want the Cryptic. I just want the Life from the Loam in the bin. So it's totally reasonable for him to Life from the Loam here. But it's kind of like the wrong decision here, isn't it? But he doesn't know my hand.
I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly correct.
I don't know what's in his hand. I know he's got Thespian Stage.
Yeah.
I know he's got Life from Loam.
He's got Thespian Stage and some cards. So here's a Life from Loam, get value, and play a land and then serve for 1.
Drain even? Keep up
No,
drain?
can't drain. Oh, wait, he's got Inquisition of Kozilek. Yeah, he can drain. So, yeah. He's only fetching for the sake of putting lands in the graveyard because, I mean, the land technically taps for black anyway to drain.
That's very true. It's very true. A lot of people forget about the old Airborg.
Yeah. So he fetches Savannah, which is basically the best land ever, right? It taps for all 3 of his colours. It's basically Command Tower, and your general is Doran that you're not allowed to play in this format. You can't play Doran, but you have a general, it's Doran, and you have a Command Tower out now. That's what that Savannah is.
Yes, it's very nice. I definitely love a bit of Airborg to stop myself from fetching, especially when my opponent plays it. And then you go like Fatal Push with your Volcanic, and they're like, wait, you can't do that. I can. Duress, that's a nice one. So that's coming from Isaac's sideboard. I was wondering if he's going to side it in, because Duress is good against you, but I was wondering if it's just there for combo decks, and if he wants to keep his deck more streamlined, but he's obviously chosen to put it in there, and I think it's perfectly fine to do that.
Yeah. So here, I'm like, take your pick. Like, my hand is terrible. Take your pick of my terrible card. Which one do you want to take? Like, it's obviously just Cryptic, right? Like, Cryptic's the one thing that I go, end of your turn. If he does nothing, if he does something, I counter it and I draw. If he does nothing, I bounce a land and I draw a card. Right, so Cryptic is the relevant card, whereas Fiery he can kind of play
like
around.
It all
right?
depends on his deck, though, right? Like on his hand, if he's got Crucible or something in his hand, he probably doesn't want to do it. But yeah, Cryptic's obviously the most versatile and can get a lot of value.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think you can really choose 2 wrong here, to be honest.
No, I mean they both answer. Like if you played Crucible, they both answer Crucible.
With
right?
4
They
mana
counter
value,
it or they destroy it, and the thing is, Cryptic draws you a card. So. But yeah, he can't play Crucible because then I'd be like Fiery, 2 to everything, destroy artifact. So yeah, it's defensible to take Fiery, but he does take Cryptic, and when he takes Cryptic, I'm like, whew, he doesn't have Crucible of Worlds. but the problem is he's got Life from the Loam as well, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, he serves in for 1 again.
Get in there.
Yeah, that's it. You legend, Deathrite Shaman. That 1 for a 1/2, no other abilities. He's the best. It's still good.
So what's your best draw here? Like,
I think I draw it. Look at that. I definitely drew the best draw there.
Perfect.
Basic Island.
I was gonna say maybe even Treasure Cruise, because you've got like 4.
Yeah,
you could have like
I can actually hardcast Cruise.
You could just go like
4 for 4 and 4.
Yeah, tap 4 for 4. 4. Mountain, keep him scared of whatever some remand. I don't know.
I had up until this point I wasn't cracking my fetch lands because obviously strip mine is a thing. But now that I have to play a land that is targetable by strip mine, but
it's not targetable by Wasteland.
No, but I believe at the end of turn that whole deck thinning plan. And remember, I've put a volcanic island on the bottom of the deck.
There's a big difference between like 6 damage, because you run all 3 shocks. There's a big difference between like 6 damage in shocks and 6 damage in
definitely. There's the argument of like, oh, this is deck thinning, but what if you've scryed and you've put a land on the bottom? So you got to calculate the math there of how much your 2% odds of deck thinning are compared to shuffling that one land back into the deck as well.
Yeah,
it was too much for me. I just went, I'm just going to play around Strip Mine, and then he flips Maze of
I don't
Myth,
think you want to. I wouldn't have been deck thinning there at all. I think
you just want to hit 4 lands, right?
Yeah, for sure. So he's got Maze of Myth on top.
Yeah, but he's played a land for the turn. So here, just crack at end of turn 2 of the lands. Always leave 1 land uncracked because I can draw Brainstorm. Brainstorm is like literally my best draw here, right? Draw Brainstorm, put away Badlands Island, shuffle them away, have 3 good cards, and a card for the turn. He's a card for the turn, the Brainstorm. So like 3 new cards would make my hand pretty good. Right? Or could make my hand pretty good. I'm not saying anything there.
Yeah, the course is an issue though. It's
yeah, I was searching. I searched for Volk. I'm like, where's my Volk? And
so Corsair actually does do a lot of damage here because now Corsair can bash him for 2, Shaman drains for 2, so it's 4 per turn, gets card advantage.
I've no idea why I didn't fetch Shocks. I can't remember why I didn't fetch Shocks. The ultimate bluff, end of turn. I really don't remember why I didn't fetch Shocks, but we'll find out. Ponder. So Ponder's not Brainstorm, but I have an active fetch, so I can take 1 good card. And there's Leyline of the Void.
Inquisition, Leyline, land. It's pretty bad.
It's bad, but it has Leyline. So what I do is leave Leyline on top, draw Leyline, and shuffle the other 2.
Yeah, and I guess it doesn't quite switch off the life. I mean, Life from Home's already got its value, so it's a bit like but like you got to do it because the game's so slow because you're not going to present any threats for ages.
Correct.
That like life will just keep going and going and going.
Yep. And obviously all my lands tap for black, so I don't have to crack the fetch land now.
Very nice.
I can do it in the upkeep if I want to. So he gets Maze of Myth into hand. He flips over Fast Bond.
Very nice.
So I'm glad it wasn't the other way around. Oh, imagine the other way around. Oh, he gets Fast Bond, then he has Maze of Myth on top, starts playing all the lands from the top of his deck.
It's pretty good.
And has a fetch land to shuffle them. And I'm really, really lucky that it did not be in the opposite.
Did Isaac forget to drain that turn? I think he might have. He had Marsh Flats up.
Yeah, I think he was like, I don't want to shuffle that thing, but he didn't realize that he can tap the Marsh Flats for black.
Because definitely, like, there's some way you get back in this game with like a nice treasure cruise after a good brainstorm or something like that.
Definitely. And this shows the power of Leon of the Void over. If that was a Relic of Progenitors, sure I could pop it, but I'd pop my graveyard and turn off Dig and Cruise and Tassiger.
Yeah, you just don't think about it anymore. Yeah. It's just doing its thing, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's out. It does its thing. The only thing that it could get targeted by is like a, Croson Grip. That's basically the one thing. And you can't play around Croson Grip anyway, so it doesn't matter. You just let him target it. So yeah, I'm shuffling the deck since I shuffle away Inquisition and what was it, Inquisition and land?
Yeah, it's Flooded Strand, Inquisition.
Flooded Strand, yeah. So shuffle them away, get to draw a new card here. And basically go, draw a card that's not land, and it'll probably be relevant because my hand's terrible. Whatever this card is, if it's not a land, it's probably dramatically increases the value of my hand.
I feel like Bolt wouldn't be awful because you can go like Fiery Confluence, 3 to all creatures, Bolt the Corsair.
Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible.
I don't know. Maybe you just want to Kess here.
So. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, and we have Deluge. Toxic Deluge. So, like, as much as another removal spell would allow me to wrath the board with Fiery, this way I keep the Fiery. So, at least I keep it for Crucible of Worlds or something. But it does cost me 4 life, taking me down to 9. So, he gets to drain for 2 again, taking me to 7. I'm on a pseudo. If you didn't forget that particular fetch, I would technically be on 5 here. But either way, the Toxic has definitely helped me stabilize.
Yeah, 5's scary. He doesn't have much haste in the deck.
I just reminded him that he exiles his cards. So yeah, he can play Titania here, which I've got covered by Fiery Confluence 3 to everything. But Gitrog or something would be dangerous. But remember, his top card was Fast Bond, and I'm terrified now. But he doesn't have a land to follow up, so it all works out there. So all I need is something that's non-land, right? Non-land.
I think you just want like a Kess or even like a Gearhulk.
Dig through time. Nice. That's exactly what we're talking about there. Imagine if I had Relic there. Relic would not have allowed me to dig. So I really do like Leyline of the Void. And Luke Mulcahy has been a big proponent of playing Leyline in the Flash meta. So since trying it. So I get Ashiok and one other blue spell. I couldn't quite see what it was. And I can cast Ashiok here. Here I'm just tapping out because, I need to present a threat. And it's just
That's
Ashiok
good. You're
plus
actually
2.
in a not terrible position after all of that.
Yeah, I mean...
Isaac doesn't obviously have anything amazing because he would have cast it last turn.
Ramanap Excavator. And then two cards. Now, the main strength of Ashiok is usually exiling relevant pieces. If they have combos in the deck and you exile half of a combo,
Especially
it's often
in
very
Highlander,
good.
I think.
Yeah, Highlander, really, really good. Exiling points feels good as well. So even though it doesn't look like he or she does anything, it even if it doesn't hit creatures, it's a relevant threat. So I just play Ramanap, right? I just want a way to close the game. He's on 20, right? I just need to do something. I need to start turning things sideways. So, and I go, I hope that top card wasn't Gitrog monster. End of turn, Gear Hulk, dig through time.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, when he passed the turn, I'm like, yes, Gear Hulk dig, and I'm like 2 dig through times. Okay, I got this game now. Like. It was a really rocky start. I mulled to 5 and I drew runner lands off my 4-land hand. But here I get to dig.
We just wasn't
Ashiok.
able to... I mean,
he wasn't able to pressure me.
It's the difference between playing something that's got like this amazing value, but it's not a mid-range deck, right?
Yeah.
Like, just because it's in those colours, it's not got Blade Splicer, it's not got, Kitchen Finks, it's not got...
You can't present a threat.
Mana Dorks to go into like a turn 3 threat.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just don't have enough damage.
Yeah, and so I just play Tormod's Crypt here, exile everything else just now. It's not going to become relevant because Leyline's out anyway, so just use it now in case he's got some kind of, surprise delve spell. And end of turn, click, and then just start bashing in twice.
Was that a draw step click, I think?
And draw step click, yeah, sorry. Draw
You've
step
got a
click.
couple of creatures out, so... The Maze of Ith obviously going to hit the Gearhulk, but you're going to get him for 5 a turn.
5 a turn.
What
So
is
he's
that?
got crop rotation. So in response to click, getting crop right is huge. And
Tabernacle or something?
no, I think he...
I guess he wouldn't have sided in Tabernacle.
Yeah, he would not side in Tabernacle against me, but he probably gets a half a combo or something. Dark Depths. So he's got Dark Depths, so...
What happened to that Thespian stage again?
I think it's in his opening hand. It was in that last card in the... Or 2 cards there. One of them is Thespian Stage. So he's got it.
Wow.
So I get to look at his hand and I'm like, well, I can't take Thespian Stage, so you just leave it, right?
Yeah, you either leave it or you take Zero Orb because you assume you lose to like him sacking a bunch of lands. Like
okay.
you need to kill him before he kills you. But
Yeah.
I think you
I
probably
just leave it. Yeah, just leave it.
It's not a good hand.
Yeah, he just plays Thespian Stage, and he's got his Dark Depths combo now.
Yeah, but I think you're in a decent spot. You still got Ashiok. You can chunk block the Marit Laish right here, right now.
Well, I drew all the lands in the first half of the game, so now I'll draw relevant stuff. Azusa.
Ooh,
all these things. Azusa plus
awful.
plus the other guy, Ramanap Excavator. So yeah, just serving in here with everything. Maze of Ith's the 5 guy, and then he takes the rest because he knows like he doesn't want to just get Jace bounced his token, so he just takes the damage. He can soak it up. And I play a land here, and it's just a tapped guy, and so this is 6 your face.
6 your face, yeah.
Yeah,
it's relevant. So why aren't you keeping up click to block?
You'll find out.
Oh dear. You've obviously got something. I'm going to assume it's Edict, right?
I've got 2 cards in hand. I've got 2 mana on the battlefield. He makes his thing, and I go thumbs up, okay. And there's your token, and then I just say Diabolic Edict here.
Yeah, pretty good. I was going to say, you wouldn't want to do that for anything less than an edict, right?
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise that clicker's staying there to block one turn.
So now you're in a prime position. The Fiery Confluence didn't end up doing a whole lot.
No, it sicks the face, basically.
Yeah.
It basically time walked because it actually doesn't time walk because it's still... it gave me 1 turn on the clock. Yeah, 1 turn on the clock. So, yeah, Ashiok just keeps going up here, I assume. I assume that's what I did. We'll find out in a second.
I hope so. You certainly don't need a Zeusa.
Yeah, we don't want that. Snapcaster Mage Fiery U6.
Nice. Yeah, and Swing for Lethal. Very nice.
Yeah, got there. So that was a multi 5 and a terrible hand. Like, I probably could have gone to 4 there, but, you know, the odds of you winning off a 4 in a control deck are pretty low against the deck that's designed to prey on control that has counter spells. So, whilst at the beginning it didn't look like it was panning out for me with drawing the lands, it was the dig through time. I drew land, drew dig through time, and the dig through time found 2 pieces. I think it was the gear Hulk was in there.
That's exactly it.
And then I geared...
Because if you just like have a bunch of land, he doesn't have counters, and you just like land flood.
Yeah.
But then you just draw something like dig through time. You just find more big value spells, and then there's more big value spells. Find more big value spells. So
yeah, exactly.
Just
and
get right back in it.
This is a really good topic of conversation here because we're both on Sarv's value train, Kess pile, Grixis control, whatever you want to call it, and our 3 cards different. Also, our decks are identical, except for 3 cards, and it's our choice of points. And my choice is dig, cruise, and I got one other thing on you.
No, I think you've got True Name.
No, I don't have True Name.
So it's just dig, Jace,
dig, cruise. Our difference because you've got ACOL. Oh yeah, so I got dig and
dig, Jace.
2 points now.
I can't even remember.
It's been so long. Anyway,
but I've got ACOL and
you've got
Inquisition Thoughtseize main board.
Mate, yeah.
So
and I've got dig through time and end up getting mana drain.
So tell us in the comments below what you guys think is better. Do you think having ACOL Thoughtseize Inquisition, or would you rather dig through time, mana drain, Jace?
Yeah, because you don't get Jace.
I don't get Jace.
Savage. Yeah. Like I've just won so many games off JTMS and so many games off dig through time.
I don't miss dig because I already have cruise.
Yeah.
And I don't miss mana drain, but I really miss
mana
Jace.
drain's definitely the 7th point in the deck.
But I really miss Jace a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, we've both been testing the list, the 72, and just comparing our notes, and every time we find that, you know, it could go either way. It really could go either way. So here we're on I'm drawing 7. And yeah, Isaac's on 7 as well. Let's just see whether we keep or not. So my hand is 2 basic lands, none of which are black.
I mean, you've got the counterspell, but
he's got Kazali Pride Mage and 6 cards. The 6 cards were obviously terrible because he's shuffling. So he's on the play, I'm on the draw, and being on Mountain Island is good because of Wasteland, but it's also bad if I don't get that black source, then it's pretty rough. Because I think my hand is Nihil Spellbomb, which would allow me to draw into more mana sources, and Ashiok. But I'm pretty happy sitting on Nihil Spellbomb against Life from the Loam and Crucible of Worlds deck.
Unfortunately, there's just so many things you can still do, like Courser Prefix is so strong.
Exactly. That's and the other card in my hand is Counterspell, and I can't cast Counterspell.
And Bolt. So Courser gets around all of your hand, basically, right?
So there's certain ways his hand lines up really well against mine and really poorly against mine. It all just depends on what he does. If he goes turn 1 Deathrite Shaman, I'm laughing. That's fine. I want to bolt that because my bolt is basically being irrelevant. So he's got
that wristwatch. That's a nice watch.
It is a good watch. It's very playable. Would you keep that watch?
Well,
on 6 at 6 p.m.
I would have kept that watch at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I'd keep the watch on 6. Not on 5 though. You have to ship it back to the dealer, supplier.
Get that much reworked.
Now,
They're like savings, Isaac.
Now, I was on 5 last game. Isaac's on 5 this game. It's pretty swingy, but if there was a deck that can get there on 5, he can get there on 5.
Oh,
like
for sure.
with a perfect assembly of putting. Hey, if he had the 4 land hand on 5, he'd actually would be a good hand.
Yeah.
Right? It's totally good hand for him. But he scries to the top, which is definitely a good sign for him. So he starts off with that's the one that puts
Volrath's
a
Stronghold, I think.
creature on top of your deck.
Yeah, so you pay 2 mana or 1 and a black and tap it, I believe. I could be wrong. And you get to put a creature from your graveyard on top of your library.
So now suddenly my pace of play speeds up because he missed his second land drop. So I'm like, yeah, this is easy now. Play this, play
I
Ashiok.
think time might have even been an issue at this stage.
No, we've got like 20 minutes left, but now that he's missed his land, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
the
And
writing's on the wall.
And you ripped that
Creeping
Tar Pit,
Tar
which
Pit,
was a perfect
yeah.
draw almost. It gets
Yeah.
you black and it's just a
I
random
had
tap land that you
basically 3 draw steps to draw a black land, and if I draw it, I get to Ashiok, and Ashiok's huge when he comes down turn 3. So yeah,
need. Especially
I'm
with
just,
nothing to threaten it.
just
And-
operating on
Get rid of the Crucible, that's nice. Get
Yeah.
rid of a Life from Loam as well.
Life from Loam and Crucible Exile, and this is the strength of Ashiok. Like,
I'm not running Ashiok, but to be fair to me, Ashiok was a cheeky late game addition
I
to
added
Sarv's
that.
deck.
I added that like the night before. It had
Didn't
been
tell
on
me
my.
about it.
It was my 76th card, and the last minute I'm like, I think I want to make this my 75th card, and I dropped. I have to tell you what I dropped. I'll have to figure out what.
Well,
that
halfway
was,
through
but,
our testing, Sensei's Divining Top.
Oh,
got
Is It
pointed.
Charm? I dropped Is It Charm for Ashiok.
So we had a bit of a rethink about what to put in there.
Yeah.
Oh, just bolt the face.
Yeah, end of turn, bolt the face. Yeah, it's. I was actually getting to the point where I think I was going to get too many cards in hand. I can't remember. But I'm gonna eventually exile a creature, play the creature, and then start bashing
Well,
face.
you could ultimate. So many times I'm just like, just play the creature, even if it's a bad creature. But you could ultimate Ashiok soon.
Yeah, I'm Jace plussing and just denying him land drops. So I just said, if it's a green land, it's going to the bottom. I think that's what I said to him. And it wasn't a green land, so it stayed on top. And Jace going up, is a sign of strength.
Yeah, if your opponent upticks Jace, either you've won because they're a bad player, or you've lost because they're in such a commanding position.
Thespian stage is out, and Ashiok's on 11. Jace
Ashiok ults next.
Jace just fate seals and it's a fetch land, so it goes on the bottom. I'm like, I don't know what you could play, but I just don't want you to have a choice to play it. Not even a fetch land. Not even going to get green.
And
I got Counterspell in hand, so he gets a green source, so he gets to play something. But it might be all too late. He has to make the decision now, though. And I think he's
pretty well not in the game, though, because what can he play that Jace can't bounce, that Nihil Spellbomb can't exile?
He wants to play like a... well, he doesn't even have a land in the graveyard. Yeah, it's
exactly
Renegade Rally.
Exactly, people.
No Revolt. It's what are the choice? What is the thing that he could play on this? But yeah, Lotus Cobra. There we go. There's a guy. I was like, I just can't spell it.
Sure, why not?
So because what's going to happen is I'm going to counterspell it, and you're going to have no threats, and I get to fate seal you the next turn. So now I just exile your graveyard as well to draw a card. Go to my turn, and operations are pretty fast here because it's just Ashiok -10. So you exile your hand and graveyard. So that's why I just counterspelled even though the 2/1 isn't a threat. He's like, he's like, yep, I exile my hand, and then now I start brainstorming. Just find a counterspell, right? Some kind of interaction. And
geez, that's a pretty bad feels, isn't it? Getting Ashiok
altered, yeah. I'm playing the Korean Ashiok, which is a misprint. So misprint Korean Ashiok is... Oh, look, I'm on Tribal Planeswalkers. misprint Korean Ashiok is +1 loyalty, not +2.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wanted to play that. I just want to be like, look at this, and then I'm like, look, I'm cheating.
Kept all these
+2.
Kept all these Ashiok things from me, didn't you?
The Ashiok tech, the night before tech. I think you're going to start running Ashiok now, right?
I
It's
think
good
so.
against control.
I'm watching it now, yeah.
Even though
And combo decks.
combo control is I don't actually side it out. Even though it looks like the kind of card you only want against creatures, you actually just want to have a threat that they have to waste dealing with, and you're like, okay, you dealt with it. That's okay. Or it just exiles 3 cards a turn and mills them, or exiles their points. And yeah, that's GG's there. So
very quick game 3.
Yeah, that was a solid one. The old Planeswalker Tribal got there. And that was a very... it didn't go the way you expected, right?
No.
But that was all over the shop. In terms of where the mulligans were and what we were drawing and everything. It was very, very exciting, though, being in the Planeswalker driver's seat. So if you enjoyed that match, stick with us for round 4, which I believe our very own Beckett Wolfe appears in, running Sarv's Value Train.
See you there.